So we back with another one. NFL Misconceptions Part 2. Number 1, Jim Brown played in an era with plumbers, electricians. They weren't good football players. Let me explain something to you. In that era, there were Hall of Fame football players. Yes, the interior linemen were 260, 250. Yes, there weren't as many 4 or 5 linebackers, okay? No, there weren't Deion Sanders running around back then. But let me explain this. Evolution is real. That's what's supposed to happen. The sport is supposed to grow. That was 60 years ago. It shouldn't look like football now. If football looked the same as it did 60 years ago now, we doing something wrong. In 2080, you know what they're going to say about our football? Man, Pat Mahomes was playing against mall security. He was playing against retired police officers. That's what they're going to say. That's the reality of the game. It changes. It moves forward. But let me explain this too. He played in an era where there was no such thing as an illegal tackle. So you could clothesline people's elbow. I was seeing guys get chokeslammed out there. Anything goes out there back then when it came to tackling. So imagine being a running back. They know you're going to get the ball every play. They know you're going to run up the middle primarily. They know you ain't running out of bounds. Imagine being able to take that type of punishment and to last 9 seasons and not miss a game. So when people talk about his greatness and try to discredit it, you got to look at that. Say to yourself, how many running backs right now would be able to play 9 seasons straight without missing a game due to injury? That's unheard of. It doesn't happen. So get a man his respect. Misconception number 2, Randy Moss didn't work hard. He was just talented. Huge misconception. I'm going to give you a couple reasons why. So 1, in 2007, he had his best year. That was the year he broke the record, 23 touchdowns. He was 30. So in order for you to dominate physically at 30, you have to be working hard. You're not just going to wake up and just be out there running by people. It don't work that way. I know people make you think that. It's not true in the NFL. Guys work hard, especially Randy Moss. The other thing you want to look at is his mentor was Chris Carter. You think Chris Carter going to mentor somebody that ain't working hard? Chris Carter not going to waste his time. If you know anything about Chris Carter, you know how much of a hard worker he is. So if he really took Randy Moss under his wing and really helped him, it says something about Randy Moss's work ethic. Last thing is, if you didn't never watch the Moss Method, you should watch it because you'll get a chance to see why he was able to run so many deep routes in the game. You'll be able to see why he never seemed like he got tired. You start to understand how he was able to locate the football better than anybody in the game when it came to jump balls. It was just because the hard work he put in. So was he tremendously talented? Yeah, of course. 6'4", great speed. But in order for him to be the player that he was, he had to harness those gifts. He had to train, and he put in the time. He was one of the smartest football players ever played the game. Misconception number 3, Richard Sherman wasn't good. He was just his own corner. To that I say, Pete Carroll had a specific system that he had designed for his players. Before Richard Sherman got there, he knew that he was going to run a cover 3. That's what he wanted to run. So we can't fault Richard Sherman for being in the system that he was in. It's not like he went to the coach and said, Coach, I'm getting cooked in man. Can we please run this cover 3? They were running cover 3 when he got there. He did it extremely well. Another thing I want to say to that is this. Cover 3 is one-on-one when you get down the field. If you don't have safety help, if the safety isn't on your side and it's a deep ball, let's just say they run a 9 route. Who's helping you? It's one-on-one. They run a corner route. Who's helping you? One-on-one. So he could play one-on-one, and he showed it when he went, to the Niners and everything. So a lot of people just think that he's his own corner. I don't think that's true. I think he can do a lot of things. I don't think that he's a guy that wants to travel because the thing with the way he played, playing in zone gives you longevity. You notice those guys that play man-to-man, that run with the number ones, they don't have that many years in their prime because it's taxing on your body to run with the other team's best athlete play for play. So I respect what Sherm did. I think he was one of the best to ever do it.